Good morning. So, today I want to talk about when do you know if you're ready to make the move? Which I mean, make the move to leaving that stable, comfortable, well-paying, full-time job in order to jump into the unknown where nothing's for sure. You can be going from a six-figure salary to like nothing. Scary, right? And I feel like this is what's stopping not only me the most, or the most fearful thing, but everyone, right? It's kind of like it takes a lot to make the move ourselves. You know, part of me is just wishing, I got fired or something happened where I was forced out in a way. So it was not my control anymore, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna take this opportunity to start my own thing. That feels a lot less scary than me saying, I'm gonna leave this very nice job here that I know will give me a good life in a way, and let's try this other thing. Right? Are you with me? So this is where I am, and this is what I am personally going through, and since I feel like this is a big thing that everyone goes through, I want to go with you through the steps that I'm going through to make this a not so scary experience. Because, one, I'm very pragmatic. I'm very cautious with money and finances. I'm definitely not the type that can live paycheck by paycheck, and it instills fear in me. If I don't have a good amount of savings in my bank account, I'm just like, what's going on? I have never had credit card debt. I am that personality. So the idea of not having that income coming in, I remember one person said, I listened to a podcast, and they're like, when they first went out on their own, that first month shocked them when they didn't get that automatic deposit in their bank account, from your paycheck, your auto pay. And I was just like, oh my god, that would shock me too. I'm like, wait, where's my paycheck? Ooh. Even saying it, I'm just like, oh my god, I don't know if I can do this, guys. No, I'm gonna do it because of all the reasons I said before. But I'm gonna tell you the steps that I'm going through as I do it. So the first thing is you need to be informed, right? You need to be informed of your current circumstances and where you lie and how much runway you have to play with, right? So the first thing that I am doing, which I am actually doing today, is I am meeting with a financial planner. And I never thought about meeting with a financial planner before, but even if I wasn't starting this, I think after realizing what they can do for you, I think I would. Because essentially, we all have, if you have money and retirement and savings, you're like, okay, I must be doing a good job, right? I'm contributing to my 401k, I have some savings, whatever. But, how much do you really know? If you were to say, when can I retire? Can I retire today? Most of us would probably say no, but then after talking to my coach, she's like, you'd be surprised after, figuring out how your money works, you could be able to retire today. And part of me was like, yeah, sign me up for that one. But, so, in my mind, my biggest thing was, I need to replace my salary before I can comfortably leave, right? And I think that is still partially in my mind, just because, you don't want to go down in salary when you're used to a certain amount of money. But in my mind, I'm like, no, this is the salary I have. Money's really tight right now because of daycare and all those type of expenses. I need to make that same amount or more, ideally more. And then I'm slowly coming to the realization, and I think the financial planner, once I start meeting with her, is going to be, and I'll update you with that, is going to just enlighten me and say, you know what, little things. If I do this new model I have of working from home and also working less hours more efficiently, then I don't have to have Lee in daycare, let's say 5 days a week from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And if that's the case, I could only have him 3 days a week and still have time to focus on my job and my career and kind of growing that, but then also have quality time 2 days a week with this little bundle of joy that is not going to be so little for that much longer. So I really need to take advantage of it. And but then what does that also mean? It means that the costs are reduced, right? If you're reducing the amount of daycare, then you reduce the cost. Another big thing for me as a cost hog is this thing right here, all around me, this car. It's the car. The only reason I have this car is because I work in Connecticut. And if I didn't work in Connecticut, I don't need the car. Before I took this job, I didn't have a car for 10 years in the city. That's the joy of New York City. You don't need a car. And the amount that I spend on this car, I mean, I'll just tell you, my garage is $500, a little over it's like $520 a month, $520 a month. And that is actually a really good deal in my neighborhood, which is crazy town. So I'm paying $520 a month just on the garage. That does not include gas, maintenance, all the stuff that comes with the car. So let's say I get rid of that. Boom, that's a lot. That's another savings. And part of me is like, but the car is really nice. With the 2 kids, we can go anywhere. But then I was like, that's what Zipcar and rentals are for, and it's definitely not going to lead up to, 500, more than 700, 800 a month. And honestly, if we rent cars, then we don't have to stress about maintaining them either. So anyway, I'm excited about that aspect of it. So already there's like 2 key things that will reduce expenses if I make the move. So it's like things like that you have to start thinking about. And yeah, so my advice to you and my advice to myself is, before you just educate yourself and either work with a financial planner, or if you're good with sitting down and figuring out yourself, you need to like really figure it out, not just like vague idea, which is what I have, honestly. I'm like, I guess I kind of need the same because I need that. And I was like, no, I'm going to get the specific numbers. And then you know what that's going to do? It's going to give me not only clarity on my situation, but I'll have a realistic roadmap of, okay, honestly, can I do this, right? Because I'm not a single person with no responsibilities. I got 2 kids to feed and a mortgage and a house and stuff. So, I'm not doing this. I can't do the whole scrap, not live on, I mean, I could live on mac and cheese. I'm sure my kids would love it. But you know what I mean. We're doing an educated decision here. I'm not jumping into anything. I am figuring out how I can make this move in the most non-destructive way. And this is the first step. So if you're kind of on the fence, or you're thinking about, can I make this move? Well, I really suggest you do this, because how much better is it going to feel to actually have the concrete numbers and say, okay, I see it on paper. I have, a year runway to work with this plan, and, if it's not working my way, I pivot, or I do something else, or I go back after a year and get another full-time job. It's not because you decide or I decide that I'm going to try this thing that all of a sudden it's like, oh, that's it. Can't go back. Don't burn any bridges. And yeah, I mean, you've got skills. You have the job. You have a job for a reason. And I know it's scary. I mean, I'm pretty much just talking to myself right now, talking myself into it, because I like my job, right? And it's a good job, and some people would kill for my job, and part of me sit here, well, I sit here in traffic, and this is the part I don't like, but I'm just like, am I making a mistake? I should just be comfortable and keep this job that I like essentially, but then I'm like, no, because I feel like there's so much more. And the one thing I will say, I came into a little epiphany this weekend when I was talking to someone. I was actually talking to my father about this. Because he, which is amazing as my father, because he is like the most, pragmatic. He like saved so much. He worked like, he was that generation that had the same job for like 60 years and then just retired with a nice pension. But he was actually encouraging me to make this change, which was really nice. And we said, like, you know what? I will never know unless I try, right? And that's true for anything. I gotta try it. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but no regrets, right? There's never gonna be that. The worst thing I could do is not try. And I was thinking about it that, you know what would happen? So Lee's is 9 months old now, Tegan's 3. If I take off, if I do this now, and I reduce Lee's daycare, I spend more time with him, it's a win-win. Not only do I try it, like, one, it's gonna work out, first of all, but even if it didn't work out, but it will, it's still a win because I get this time, this extra time with Lee and Tegan now, which I'll never be able to get again, especially at this age. And that's a complete win, right? Yes. And that I would have no regrets about, but I would regret waiting, and then all of a sudden it's 10 years from now, Tegan's 13, Lee's 10, and I missed it. I missed the childhood. So, think about it, guys. I'm doing it. No regrets. That would be the worst regret right there, so let's do it. Just be educated, educate yourself, and figure out the best way to do it where it doesn't drive everything into chaos. That's my plan, at least. Okay. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.